one time I was in my apartment and I was with my dad. And this is when my dad got out of prison and I was living with him briefly. And I didn't understand why we were doing this, but we were like hitting the floor and we were just playing on the floor. And that's a common occurrence in the hood. So shootouts, how to survive a shootout. And use your instincts for just volatile situations. So number one rule of the shootout, in my opinion, is go the opposite way of a car.
Go the opposite way of a car.
So if a car is driving by and there's a shootout happening and you're around it, doesn't necessarily mean you're getting shot at, right? There's two things you need to do. Number one, you need to stop and drop. Get down and get away. But when you're getting away, right? Like car comes by, right? Car A comes by, it's coming by to shoot you. People tend to run just forward.
Away from the car. So it gives them like they're staying in the window of the bullets.
Yeah, the car's driving and it's going to keep following you and shooting you. What you need to do is get down and then you need to run the opposite way of the car. Opposite direction of the car. Because the car has to turn around. If it wants to get you.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's number one.
And like if you keep running and let's say the car, like I guess you slow down a little bit during a drive-by because you want to get a good shot. Like, let's say you're going like 10, 15 miles an hour, and then you're running in the same direction 10 miles an hour, you're just constantly staying like in the window of the. Whereas like if you drop and go the opposite direction, like you said, you'll have to just fucking do some like Jason Statham transporter shit and go around. Or like, I guess in New York, you could just go into a building or an alleyway.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So. Have you ever had to avoid a shootout? Was there ever a situation where you had to drop?
Once or twice. Well, one time I was in my apartment and I was with my dad. And this is when my dad got out of prison and I was living with him briefly. And I didn't understand why we were doing this, but we were like hitting the floor and we were just playing on the floor. And that's a common occurrence in the hood. And I've talked to other people about it, where it's like their family would just make them sit on the floor and we'd be doing something or they go behind something and they didn't understand why. And it was because there were shootouts happening. And
so the Japanese, they're on to the shootout mentality because they eat on the floor. Yeah,
yeah, I guess so.
There are just mad shootouts in Tokyo. That's why everyone just eats on the floor all the time.
I don't think that's why.
I'm stereotyping. I don't know.
I mean, I just remember like understanding that later though. Yeah. Like understanding that later in life, which is crazy. But also, there has been times like not at me because I've never been targeted because anything I did do in the hood, like I have done stuff. Like don't get me wrong, I've been in trap houses. I've seen, I've seen stuff, been stuff, done stuff. But
you're in one right now.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm in a trap house right now. Oh damn.
Welcome to my Airbnb. Trap B&B.
Trap B&B.
It's an East Coast gangster that comes out here and needs a trap house for the weekend.
Yeah.
Trap B&B.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I've never been like targeted. So, but I have seen it happen and I have, I've seen it happen in front of me before.
So it's just been like incidental. You were just in the area. It wasn't necessarily for you.
For you. Yeah. But like close by too. Like, especially in the South Bronx and like High Bridge area, like that's real bad. The other thing I think too, learning lingo. Lingo is different. Don't look at people. Like leave people alone. Don't walk around with your ego. We talked about this last podcast. Ego will get you killed in the hood.
Yeah.
You got to understand that like staring at people is enough to get you killed. Saying the wrong thing. Like we live in a country where like people tend to just say whatever they want. In other countries you can't really do that. Not because you don't have freedom of speech or some shit, but it's just because like you got to be in the hood. It's different. Like saying the wrong thing, disrespecting someone will get you killed.
Yeah.
Because some people just don't care.